Miss Flower's back, and we are going to continue reading Dragon Master's Secret of the Water Dragon this evening. Wow, when we left off, someone had snuck into the castle and tried to steal the dragon stone. So let's pick up with chapter 3, A Thief in the Castle. The Dragon Masters gasped. What happened? Rory asked. I always protect the stone with magic charms, Griffith explained. These charms cannot be seen, but they form an invisible net around the box that holds the dragon stone, and they can only be broken with a magic spell. So, how do you know someone tried to steal the stone? Asked Drake. This morning, I found that something had upset the magic of the charms. They were not broken, but I could tell that someone had tried to break them, Griffith answered. Anna gripped the stone around her neck. If somebody steals the main dragon stone, would our smaller stones lose their powers? No, the wizard replied, but someone could use the main stone to control the dragons, or even to form a dragon army. This is serious. Isn't that what King Roland is doing? Asked Drake. King Roland wants to use the dragons for good. I have known King Roland since he was a boy. He is a good man at heart, and as long as the stone is in my care, I can keep it safe. Safe from people like Maldred. He shuddered. The dragon masters looked at one another. You mean Maldred, the dark wizard? Is he the one who tried to steal the dragonstone last night? Drake asked. The dragon masters all knew that Maldred had tried to get their dragons before. They had never seen Maldred, but already his dark magic had caused a lot of trouble. Griffith shook his head. No, he said, Maldred would have not been so careless. He would have broken the charms using a spell. Our thief clearly did not know about the charms. Drake glanced at Bo. His friend kept looking nervously over his shoulder. To protect the dragonstone, I must find a better hiding place for it, Griffith continued. I will leave the castle right away to look for one. So there's no riding practice today? Anna asked. She looked at the finished saddles. You may go outside and have a free day, but the dragons must stay inside, he said. Then he hurried out of the room. What do we do now? Rory asked. Well, we can still spend the day with our dragons, Drake replied. We can hang out with them in the caves. I must go, Bo said. There's something I must take care of. What? What? Drake began, but Bo was already rushing off. He's acting so strange, Rory said, with her hands on her hips. Anna nodded. Yes, he seems quieter than usual today. I think something is worrying him, Drake said, remembering the black feather. Maybe he's worried about the dragonstone, said Rory. As he headed to the dragon caves, Drake kept looking behind him. Was the thief still in the castle? Chapter 4, The Wizard's Trap. Worm looked up as soon as Drake reached his cave. Drake took the apple from breakfast out of his pocket. Good morning, Worm, Drake said, holding out the treat. The dragon craned his long neck. He grabbed the apple in his teeth and ate it in one gulp. Drake sat down on the cold floor of the cave. Somebody tried to steal the dragonstone last night, Drake said. Griffith is finding a new hiding place for the stone, so we have a free day. Rory and Anna walked up to Worm's cave. Come on, Drake, we're going outside, Rory said. Yeah, we don't want to be stuck in here all day, said Anna. Coming? Drake shook his head. No thanks. I'm going to stay with Worm. Rory shrugged. Have fun in the dark. We'll be outside. The girls walked away, and Drake started to tell Worm a story about when he lived back on the onion farm. Suddenly, Worm's neck jerked up, and his eyes glowed green. What is it, Worm? Asked Drake. Drake's dragonstone glowed too. Then he heard Worm's voice in his head. Bo? What about Bo? Is he in trouble? Drake asked. Worm nodded. Drake jumped up. He ran out of the caves and through the training room. He was on the way to their room when he heard noises coming from inside Griffith's workshop. But he knew Griffith had left the castle. Is someone in there? Drake wondered. The door was open a crack, and he peeked inside. Bo was in Griffith's workshop with one hand on the box that held the dragonstone. Drake held back a gasp. Bo was reading aloud from a book. The words sounded magical, like something a wizard would say. The charms protecting the stone could only be broken by a magic spell, he remembered. Then a terrible thought hit him. Is Bo trying to steal the dragonstone? Drake pushed open the door. He had to stop Bo. Suddenly, sparks shot out from the corner of the room. They hit the book Bo was holding, and it fell to the ground. Griffith stepped out of the shadows. His finger was pointed at Bo. Stop, thief! Wow, this is really getting serious, isn't it? We'll pick up with chapter 5 tomorrow.